Yo, what up? What up? We here, man? Y'all here? Can y'all see me? Can y'all hear me? Doing a little something different, man. I have two computers positioned. George is ready for the live cast as well. If you got any questions for George, let me know, man. We'll try to answer them, to the best of our abilities. Is this shit working? Is this shit working? Hold up, man. It's how every fucking live cast starts with me trying to figure out is this shit working. All right. In any event, let's get into it. I know most of you are here for advice, recommendations, and tactics that will allow you to
dedicate the next 60
expedite.
days
What the
to getting the
fuck?
ripped body you always wanted?
What the fuck is
Are
that?
you willing to push yourself
Why is there a
harder than
P90X
most people
commercial
will push?
playing?
Ready to get results that most people will never get.
Yo.
If you are, then you're ready for Mike Chang's
Mike Chang! I don't even know why this is happening. I have no idea why there's a Mike Chang video playing right now.
Now, how bad do you
And I don't know how to stop it.
How much are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to fight on, even when every inch of your body is telling you to stop?
Oh, man.
Come on, what's that?
Jesus.
Yeah, I love it.
So what are you willing
Hold
to
up,
do
man.
to achieve your ultimate fitness
Goddamn Mike
goals
Chang
and get the
commercial.
ripped, muscular body?
All right.
Results that most people will never get.
Oh,
If
shit,
you
man.
are, then you're
Alright. This guy's everywhere, man. I mean, I ain't got nothing against it, dude. It's just I can't watch one of my own videos. I can't even do that. He interrupted my live cast. That's what just happened. Anyway, George is here, though. George is here. He's seeing if you wanted some green tea. I know most of you are here for recommendations on the acquisition to help you expedite the acquisition of muscle mass, and the loss of fat cells. So in order to do so, well, hold on, man. We're going to get into all of that. We're going to get into all that shit, I promise. But I just want to talk about something real quick. I posted a video on Facebook. It was with one of my friends. His transformation video. Brendan Myers. You might have seen it. You can see I have a link to his channel on my page. Dude's nice, and it was his transformation video. He made like a lot of progress, and he made like an epic looking video with crazy background music and all that other shit. And somebody wrote, I hate when people act like physical transformation is the most important thing in the world, or they act like it's their biggest the largest accomplishment in life. It's more important things. And, someone else wrote on one of I was watching one of Elliot's video, man. One of the top comments was you're misleading people and making them believe that their physical appearance is the most important aspect of life here on Earth. And I just disagree with that notion. Like, of course, getting ripped, getting swole, putting on muscles, putting on muscle mass. We're not changing the world. You know what I'm saying? You can get a six-pack today, and you'll still have more. You'll get a six-pack today, and more than 1 billion children will still be in poverty right now. According to UNICEF. According to UNICEF, 20,000 kids die every day, from poverty. A quarter of the world's population lives without electricity, right? So we're not saving the world here, bodybuilding or in fitness. But what we are doing, here's the thing. This is where it is beneficial, right? It's you want to get ripped, you want to lose fat. All you got to do is consume less calories than you burn. I mean, yeah, burn more calories than you consume. You can be in caloric deficit, you'll lose fat. It's inevitable. You want to gain muscle. Really you got to lift weights and be in a caloric surplus. Also get high protein. I mean, there's more to it than that, but that's the fucking basics. If I just break it down, that's all you need to know. So really, what we're doing, we're running around, doing HIIT cardio. We're picking shit up, putting it down, and we're manipulating our calories, right? It ain't technical shit, it ain't hard shit to do. It's not difficult to accomplish, right? But what is difficult is to do these things on a consistent basis and stick to something, you know, until you accomplish a goal. To be able to do something continuously, you know, whether you see results or not, but keep doing it until you reach your goal, right? That is the skill that we're building. You know, we're not really building muscle. I mean, we're building muscle growth, hypertrophy, fat cell reduction. That's all a side product. You know what I'm saying? That's a side effect of consistency. You know, consistently working at the goal. Like learning to be consistent is what we're really learning, right? Because that's what you have to do. You know, in school, you can't just study once and expect to fucking pass all 4 years of high school. You know, you have to study consistently. You know, you can't. You know, like everything you want to accomplish is going to take consistency. It's like it's nothing. Each goal you have, the steps are probably simple things in actuality, right? The individual steps to accomplish each goal is probably something. It's not something that's complex. You know, you want to get grades, you study. You know, that's basically do your fucking homework. You know, but to do it consistently, right? To do it when you don't feel like doing it. That's what takes work, and that's what you do. When you do that, you build discipline, you build willpower, and that's what's important. Building your discipline and willpower, right? And that's important for any goal you want to accomplish. I mean, discipline and willpower is it's not important not just for, you know, accomplishing goals. You know, it's important. It has been important for a civilization itself, right? The first motherfucker to have enough discipline to plant the motherfucking seeds instead of just eating them right away. That was the first motherfucker to come up. You know, we are all indebted to him. You know, because he had the discipline to fucking he had the discipline to work on something. You know, with the future, to set aside. He had enough discipline to set aside his immediate gratification, right, for a prize in the future that would have been more beneficial to him, his family, all that. And that's what we're doing, right? That's what we're doing when we're doing bodybuilding. You know, you might want to eat pizza every night, right? Initially, if you eat the pizza, you'll be satisfied, right? But if you do that, what I'm trying to say is most of the things that are good for you now, in short term, are bad for you long term, and vice versa. Most things that are bad for you long term are I confused my motherfucking self. Most things that are good for you long term, you know, they you don't enjoy them in the short term, right? Eating clean, studying, even lifting weights. I don't really like lifting weights, right? I just do it for the end goal, right? So to be able to consistently have enough discipline to put aside immediate gratification for your long-term focus, that's what we're building. Now, if you can achieve that, right? If you can build that skill set, that translates into everything, you know. And bodybuilding is just a way to build that skill. You understand what I'm saying? It's just a means to that end, more so than it is a means to aesthetics, right? I mean, it's that too, you know. But if you think of it in those terms, you'll realize just how beneficial it is for you, you know. And if more people were able to, it's like a lot of the problems in society come from people thinking too short term and not long term. If we all thought long term, we're able to put it and did that consistently. We all consistently thought long term and we're able to put off immediate gratification in order for things to be better in the future. We'd all, you know, there would be less crime, right? Right? Because somebody who's committing a crime, they want to get that money quickly or whatever it is. You know, if I rob somebody, it's because I want that quick buck, you know, instead of investing my time and resources into a business or a vacation or to a career, you know. That's investing my resources into education or a career. That's a long-term goal, man. I have to put aside a lot of immediate, instant gratification in order to accomplish that. But I can just rob a motherfucker today, you know. But here's the thing: eventually, if I did that consistently, eventually he's gonna catch up with me, and long term, I'll probably end up being incarcerated, you know. But so that's what I'm saying. Like, if you can consistently put aside your immediate gratification for long-term rewards, you will become a better person. You will become more successful in all endeavors of your life. So I'm saying, when we're doing this bodybuilding shit, it's not just, you know, vanity purposes. It's you're training your mind, you're training your will a lot more than you're training your body. You know, it gives you the kind of confidence that you can take. It's a skill set that you can take with you wherever you want to go in life. But enough about that, you know, me philosophizing and shit, you know, enough of my philosophies. Let's see what the fuck y'all want to know, man. We got plenty of comments up. Let me see what's good, man. What's good? George left, man. Fuck. George! Nutrition, please. That's not a question, Tony. That's not a question. You know, how am I going to have it? Don't ask. Here's the thing. Here's a rule for this podcast. I mean, that's not a podcast. Here's a rule for this live Q&A. It's not a rule. You know, you can do whatever you want, right? You live in a free world, you know, presumably depending on your region. Don't ask me questions about asking me questions, right? You squander because the odds of you getting my attention, honestly, here are slim. So if you do get my attention and it's a question about asking the questions, who's to say you'll get another opportunity? You basically squandered, you know, my attention span on, you know, something crazy. All right. Brent. Oh, fuck. Sorry, what I'm doing, I'm working off two computers. I have a brand new Chromebook. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Google. I have a brand new Chromebook, which I'm reading the comments, and I'm webcasting off the fucking iMac. All right, seems good. All right, Brandon, what would you recommend to stay motivated in the gym? All right, you want to focus on what you're there for. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got to remember that everything counts. All right. So when you're in the gym, the fact that you went when you didn't go to, when you didn't want to go, the fact that you even went not wanting to go, being unmotivated, that's good. When you don't want to go to the gym, that's the fucking best time to go. That's when you have to go, right? Because now you're training your mind, right? You're building the pathways, you're building the neural pathways, and you're telling yourself, listen, what I want long term is more important than what I want in the immediate future. Shit I was talking about earlier, you know what I'm talking about? And you got to train yourself to think in that regard, right? So just keep doing that. You know, just keep doing it. It's going to get easier every time. Go to the gym, and if you're unmotivated, man, I don't really want to do 4 sets of this. Fuck. Maybe I just do 2 sets, man. That's enough. Now, if you do that, once you start to quit, it becomes easier and easier to quit. You train yourself to be a fucking quitter. That's important. If you start quitting and giving up on shit, you literally train yourself to be a motherfucking quitter. A little bitch. So keep that in mind, right? Keep that in mind. But if you train yourself to be tough, right? That's what toughness is. That's what toughness is. If you train yourself to do what you're supposed to do, whether you feel like it or not, now you're tough. You train yourself to be more tough. So that's how you stay motivated. You got to remember that it counts, right? Because that's going to translate into other parts of your life. If you train yourself to become a quitter in the gym, it doesn't just stay in the gym. How you do anything is how you do everything. So that's going to translate in your work, you know? So like if you're at a job, you're like, I ain't got to do it. I don't have to really do the job well. I can just do it good enough, you know? That's what's going to happen. If you do good enough sets, or if you just do, I just do enough reps, whatever. I'm not going to go all out. I'm just going to just do enough to get by. You'll train yourself, and you'll start doing that in other aspects of your life. You know, I'll just do enough work. You know what I'm saying? Not to get fired. Well, now you're fucking with now you're fucking with yourself. That's financially irresponsible, right? Because now you're fucking with your money. Now, you know, you're not gonna get promoted. You're not gonna get a better job with that kind of motherfucking attitude. Or you got your girl. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I don't really want to fuck all these other bitches. I mean, no. I mean, yeah, I should be faithful, but I'm going to fuck these other hoes right quick. You know what I'm saying? You know, she won't know, and that's good enough. Right now, you fucking with your relationship, you know? Or you be like, with your friends. You're just undependable at that point. what I'm saying is you train yourself to be, if you can't depend on yourself, you train yourself to be undependable. And the opposite is true as well. So just keep that. That's what I do. I keep that in mind. If I like, I don't like lifting weights, man. People think that I just love it. I don't like. I do not enjoy it. I do not enjoy it. But I do it because I understand not just what it does for me physically and the advantages that has in life, but mentally, man. How you train yourself to be a tougher, stronger person. And just remember that every time you give up, you train yourself to be. You become a little bit more of a bitch every time you give up, every time you quit, and you become stronger every time you do something, just something you're supposed to do when you don't want to do it. So keep that in mind, man. That'll keep you motivated. Shit, man. We got a lot of comments, man. Hold up. I think the comments are going in too fast to Google. Maybe because I'm on 2 fucking computers using up all the goddamn bandwidth. Yo, Brandon. Marcus wants to know. Yo, Brandon, is working out 3 times a week, doing 5 sets of 5, enough to lose weight and look ripped? It depends on your diet. Fat loss is at least 80% diet, right? Because whatever, man. Like, you got to be in a caloric deficit to burn fat, you know, right? For your fat cells to reduce the size, you have to be in a caloric deficit. So like, if you're just working out, that might be enough, right? You might. I know people who cut. I've done cuts and not done any cardio during the cuts, right? I just kept my caloric intake so low that you know, fat loss was inevitable. But like, see, I mean, that's really the reason you do cardio, right? To expedite putting your body in a state of being in a caloric deficit, right? That's that. You know, that's you want to get yourself in a caloric deficit, right? And that's the only reason you do cardio, man, because that exacerbates that issue. You know, you don't have to do cardio. If you can just diet, you really can. But cardio is going to speed it up. You know, it's going to expedite that process. So like, you're not doing any cardio. You're talking about just working out 5 sets, doing the 5. That's a 5. I'm assuming you're talking about, presumably you're talking about strong lifts. Personally, I don't think that's enough volume. You know, doing 3 exercise 5 sets of 5. I don't think that's enough volume. But for my goals, it's not enough volume for me. Like, I go a little harder than that. Maybe it's good enough for you. So whatever. I don't want to get into that. But you want to lose. You said your goal, from your question, your goal is to lose weight and look ripped. Do whatever you got to do to get in a caloric deficit. That's gonna help you. That's gonna get you ripped. That's what's gonna get you ripped. You know. So any kind of workout is just to expedite that process. All right, man. Kyle Watkins says, yo, BBC. I'm 16, 170 pounds. My arms are about 13 inches. I have between 15 and 20% body fat. My goal is to get to 9%. What do? I'm poor. And I can only do home shit. Please help. All right, Kyle. Here's the thing about poverty. Poverty is great for getting ripped. It's a good thing, because if muscle acquisition was your primary goal, we might have some issues, because you only need a lot of food, you only need a lot of protein, which is normally the most expensive form of calories. So, just be in a caloric deficit, man. Here's the thing: anybody who wants to lose weight, man, eat less. I know that sounds simple. I mean, and that's me being more simplistic. You know, I'm making it more simplistic than it really is. But that's, I mean, at an underlying level, you know, at the root level, that's what you need to do, man. You need to eat less, move more, you know. And basically, I give you the same advice I gave the other dude, man. You need to be in a caloric deficit, man. If you want to lose fucking it's really said between 15 and 20% body fat, because 5% body fat is not like it's like that's a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like so, like you're guessing your range is a lot. But anyway, presuming you want to lose about let's say 10 percentage points of body fat, right? Yo man, being poor. This is the only time being poor is gonna come in handy. You know. Eat less and move more, man. It don't cost nothing to go outside and do HIIT cardio. It don't cost nothing to do calisthenics. Your goal is not, you know, to get big ass muscles, you know. So right, you don't need the gym membership. You can fucking run. You can watch my HIIT cardio. Yo, I got free all of my Furious Fat Burner workouts. Those 15-minute joints. Those are great, man. That's great. That's HIIT cardio at its finest. You can do that at home. You can do that outside. I swear to fucking God, I went to the gym and I saw a dude, my homie, seen one of my homies, man. I mean, I only know him well. I only know him from the gym, but I know he came with me and said, hey, yo, you Brandon Carter? I was like, yeah, I'm Brandon Carter. And he was doing the motherfucking Furious Fat Burner workout in the gym. I saw him. I see me on his phone when I walk in the gym, and he was doing that shit. So like, you can do it, man. He's getting ripped. He's getting ripped, man. I'm not putting that shit up for no reason. You know, it's to help people like you. You, Kyle. You are the ideal person for the Furious Fat Burning workouts, because you don't need shit. You can just do it at home. All you need is yourself, and you obviously have internet connection. So just follow along with me, man. Follow along with me. I will take you there. Eat less. You're gonna get ripped, bro. You know. Now, being poor, that's something you want to address. That's something you want to address. I don't know where you live. I don't know what region, you know, but if you know, it's gonna be hard if you live in like you know, the third world country, which you might, you know, like, but if you live in, you know, any first world country, man, like, you can make something happen, man. You know what I'm saying? You can make something happen, Kyle. You know, you're gonna have to work harder, man. You're gonna have to work harder, because being poor is not, you know, it's not optimal. It's not the optimal, you know, you want to, I mean, I'm not saying you're less of a person, but like, you should be striving, you know, to accumulate, you know, financial resources to help you accomplish your goal, man. Having money, I've been fucking poor. I've been fucking homeless, man. And I've also flown fucking overseas first class, right? I'm not a millionaire, but I've been on the extremes of each. And I can just tell you, man, that life is a lot more fulfilling, it's a lot more easier, and a lot less stressful when you make the acquisition of money a priority. You know what I'm saying? I got this wristband, Kyle. It says get money. I had it made, man, when I climbed out the fucking gutter. You know, living, you can't see it. I was fucking poor as shit, man. And I had this, I just want me to remember, man, like, you know, like, I mean, me, it's like, I'm not like, I'm actually like a hardcore liberal, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, so like I struggle with this, right? Because I've been poor, but I don't think it's hard for poor people to help poor people, right? Once you come up, then you can like when I was poor, I wouldn't have had the time or the luxury to sit around in the middle of the day doing live casts trying to help you guys out, right? Like you can do more good. You can do more good if you have more resources, right? And money is a resource, you know, not, I don't know, you know. Do what you got to do, Kyle. You know what I'm saying? One of my homies, man, one of my good friends, he was fucking poor in Mexico, man. Poor. He said, fuck it, man. He jumped the border. And he got himself a good job here. I mean, he's still illegal, but, you know, his kids had a good job. I mean, he's got kids now, and the kids are citizens, and they're going to have a better life than he had. I don't want to get into that. I'm just saying, do whatever you got to do to come up, man, because your family, you and your family is important, man. So you want to die better, in a better position than you were born in, and you want your kids to have a better future. You want to leave your kids a better future than you had, you know. That's what it's all about. I mean, it's human beings. I'm ranting a little bit, but that's what society's about, man. As a society, like each generation has we all stand on the shoulders of giants. Each generation makes the generation after it better. I'm on his question too long, man. I'm tripping right now. Yo, Groove Beats wants to know, I eat junk food, but I'm still in a caloric deficit and losing weight. Is that bad? Well, it depends on what your goals are, Groove Beats. You know, like if you just want to lose weight, then that's cool, man. Like, you know, you can if you get a chance, Google to open up another window, Groove Beats, and Google Twinkie diet. You know, this guy, all he ate was Twinkies. It was a study actually at university. Say all this guy ate was Twinkies, and he lost weight, right? But he just stayed in a caloric deficit, right? Because it was calories in, calories out. The only issue with that is like now you malnutrition is an issue, right? If you're not getting your vegetables and you're not getting vitamins from real food sources, then you risk malnutrition, Groove Beats. So like being ripped ain't the most important thing. It's not the only thing you want to concern yourself with. What do I do for cardio and how many times a week? I do HIIT cardio exclusively. I either do sprints or I do the stuff that's similar. Like I'll make up a little routine with a time, and I use my timer, and I'll do something similar to what's in my Furious Fat Burner workouts. No bullshit. And it's only for like 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. Never longer, never longer. And that's the beauty of HIIT cardio. You know, like you work harder, but you don't have to work longer. You know, you can be harder without being longer. Pause. That's what she said. So that's what I do, and I just do it. It depends on what my goals are during that week. You know, how many times a week. If I'm in a cutting phase, then I might do it every day, right? If I'm in a bulking phase, I might not do any cardio, but I usually do. I usually do because when you bulk and don't do cardio, like for me, I was able to put on weight. I started putting on weight a little kind of fast, right? And then my heart, like I would feel it walking upstairs, like my cardiovascular system. That's why it's called cardio, right? My cardiovascular system hadn't adapted to the new amount of weight it had to carry around. So that's why I recommend you do cardio even when you're bulking. Yo, Sean Lee says, yo, I'm watching this career, bro. Respect. Yo, man, I respect you, man. I respect you. You know what I'm saying? Presumably, we already know which career you're in. You know what I'm saying? Somebody said, Brandon, can I ask you a question or not? Oh, that was Groove Beats. Sorry. Oh, you got lucky. Brandon, do you follow boxing or UFC? Yeah, man, I'm going to a fight next month. With my homie, one of my boys, man, the dude, in my group, my music group, one of the producers, Check Hook, OD, Brian, OD. He's a big boxer, man. In fact, he's a big boxing fan. He's a referee in boxing, so I go to him in fights. But I'm not into it, you know. Like I'm more into basketball and American football and anything else. Yo, did y'all see the motherfucking soccer game? I know most of y'all call it football, but yo, man, yo, shout out to our goalie, man. 16 blocks, 16 saves in one game. Yo, I raised my glass of green tea to you, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you watching, but yo, you made a country that doesn't care about soccer proud, right? Because you made us care about that shit for a few weeks. Now we're all gonna go back to not caring about football. Yo, Boba Lucy wants to know, yo, BBC. I want to gain muscle, but I have a little fat around my stomach. Should I get in caloric surplus or deficit to make gains while getting rid of fat? Me, I'm a firm believer that you should get as ripped as you want to get first before you ever do a bulk, right? You get as ripped as you want to get first, and then bulk only up until the point where you're not as ripped as you like to be, then cut again. So like I'm doing like a month to 2 to 4 week bulks, right? I'm not doing those long. I don't do those long ass bulks that like some guys do. Some guys do those kind of bulks, and it doesn't work out that well for them. Natural guys, right? Because like they end up. Here's the thing, man. Guys on the juice, that's just gonna work better for them. Like that long bulking shit and that long cutting shit. You know, they bulk half the year, and then they cut the rest of the half just to look good for one show. I mean, that's gonna work best if you're on the juice, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you can acquire more muscle than fat during the bulk, right? And during the cut, you can lose fat faster than you lose you can lose fat faster and retain more muscle during the cut. But like natural guys, man, that's just not gonna work for us, man. I mean, it can work, but it doesn't work well. It doesn't work well, and you can just look at the guys who bulk and cut, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, who do that big, serious bulk and cut, they're not that impressive, man. To me, you know, the natural guys do it. They're not that impressive. Like, that's why I do micro bulks and cuts. I got the idea from Bill Phillips. You know, he was kind of like my role model when I was growing up. We didn't have YouTube or anything like that, so I used to just read his magazine, Muscle Media, and he was the founder of EA Sports. And what did he call this shit? Anabolic burst cycling. He made up a funny name for just dieting for 2 weeks and then cutting for 2 weeks. That's how we always do. Guy dieting for 2 weeks and cutting 2 weeks. And he said that's when he did that, he would, over the course of like months, he would actually lose fat and gain muscle. I mean, because it's hard to do one at both times, but because he was always shifting back and forth, you know, and he never got too fat or too skinny. You know, so I stole the concept from him. I just don't do it every 2 weeks, so I call it micro cutting and micro bulking. I fucking cut until my six-pack's looking right, and then I fucking bulk until as soon as I feel like my six-pack is getting too smooth, I fucking start cutting again. So micro cutting and bulking. I'm working on some new shit though. I got a new way of bulking, right, that I think might be better, but it's gonna take a few months for me. But I'm bulking right now, and I'm fucking ripped. If y'all see my Instagram pictures I posted the other day or the other day, that's just the middle of a fucking bulk, you know? Real talk, man. So like, I might have, like, in a few months, man, I might have some, there's a theory I have about bulking. You can do it, and we'll see what happens. I'll let you know. I'll let you know when it works. Chris Leto has 2 questions. Are lat pull downs as good as weighted dips? And how long do you wait between supersets? I usually wait around, if I'm doing first one, the superset question. If I'm doing straight sets, I usually rest between 60 and 90 seconds, right? As soon as I'm done with my set, people think I'm on my phone when I'm fucking in the gym. No, my phone is on airplane mode. Like, you can't contact me when I'm in the gym. Like, but right after a set, first thing I do, bam, hit the timer. The fucking stock Android timer, right? And then and it's set for 90 seconds or 60 seconds, depending on what I'm trying to accomplish. And if I'm doing a superset, it's between 90 and 120 seconds. You know? What's the other part of your motherfucking question, bro? Are lat pull downs as good as weighted pull-ups? No. I like pull-ups better, and I like anything where you're controlling your body with better. And good for what though, right? Good for what? What are your goals? You know, what are your goals? I don't know what you're trying to accomplish. Sorry, I don't mean to be a dick, man, but this is a lot of caffeine in this green tea. It's got me kind of hype. Matt Boga once says, sex is my only cardio other than some circuits. And I eat 200 calories, 2,000 calories a day. Is that enough to reduce body fat? I mean, you tell me, bro. You tell me. Is that working for you? Like, you should be tracking your results. I keep this fucking notebook on me. I weigh myself, and I measure my body parts every fucking week, and I see everything I eat, everything I drink, and at the end of the week, when I take stock, when I take measurements, you know, I can I'll be able to see, you know, the numbers won't lie. You know, I'll be able to see if what I've been doing is effective or not, or if I need to make adjustments accordingly. You should be doing the same thing, right? I don't know if that's enough for you, right? I don't know if it's fast as, I don't know if you are losing weight. I don't know if it's as fast as you want it to be. I just don't know. Sounds right, but maybe not though, right? Only you're gonna know what really works for you. I'm giving suggestions, things that have worked for me and the people I've trained. The countless people I trained over a 10-year period in the fitness industry, right? So, I'm giving you advice that I believe would work, but then again, you're gonna have to go. You have to see how your body acclimates to these new parameters. Brandon. Brandon, I've always wondered this, colon. If you have to choose between staying up later to get calories or getting more sleep, which is it? Which is better? Me, I would get more sleep because the amount of sleep you see. Here's the thing. I always talk about how calories count. If you want to lose weight, you want to be in a caloric deficit. If you want to gain weight, you need to be in a caloric surplus. But there's more to it than that. That's not the only thing. Like, your hormones count. Those of you who read my book, Ultimate Cut, 7 Secrets to Burning Fat Fast as Hell, I talk about how your body responds to insulin and how to manipulate your insulin levels for to accomplish your goal, in order to accomplish your goals. Hormones count. So like if you get lack of sleep, your testosterone level is going to drop. Your growth hormone levels are going to drop. So like, it's not just going to be calories in, calories out anymore. Things are going to be happening to your body on a cellular, hormonal level that are going to affect the amount, your gains, and your fat loss. Like, when you don't get enough sleep, one thing your body does is to conserve energy. It starts slowing down your metabolism. Right? Because here's the thing: when your body needs energy, it needs energy for your organs to run. It needs energy. Your brain uses up 20% of the glucose that your body needs. Just thinking uses energy. Moving around, anything you do, like just your respiratory system, your cardiovascular system, your body needs energy for that, right? So when you don't have enough sleep, you don't get enough energy. So as in the defense mechanism, your body takes action, right? In order to ensure your survival. Your body will help you stay alive, regardless if you're taking care of it. Now, it's going to help you stay alive. And one of the things it's going to do is going to slow down your metabolism, right? So your fat loss is going to be slower. And if you're bulking, the accumulation of fat may happen faster than you want it to, right? So basically, what I'm trying to say is get fucking sleep, man. Because that whole calories in, calories out stuff, caloric surplus, caloric deficit, that don't mean shit if your hormones are out of whack, right? That don't mean shit if your insulin levels are crazy, if your body's if your testosterone levels are low, right? So it's not just calories in, calories out, right? Because if it was just calories, it was just about calories, motherfuckers wouldn't take the juice. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. Like, because it was synthetic, they wouldn't inject synthetic testosterone into them. You know what I'm saying? Like, your hormones count. Your hormones play a big role in it. So, like, basically what I'm trying to say is sleep is more important than calories. But if you schedule your life right, you shouldn't have to choose between the two. If you have to choose between the two, that means somewhere along the way you've lost discipline. All right? Throughout the day, you've lost discipline and something happened and you weren't able to do what you needed to do to accomplish your goals. So what you want to do is get sleep and focus on being more disciplined the next day. All right, start over, man. Live to fight another day, but don't put yourself in the hole. Man, this is gonna be a long fucking cast. I've answered like 3 questions in 40 minutes. Brandon, do you eat the ass? Assumably that was a joke, but I'm taking all questions. If I'm eating some pussy, man, and I'm drunk, I might accidentally lick the ass. It's happened before, man. It's not something, it happened before when I was younger, but I'm pretty familiar now with female anatomy, so it's not really something I have to worry about. But when you're younger, you're trying to find your way. Trying to find your way around a vagina. you might end up an asshole, man. It happens. It happens. Brandon, do you speak other language? Un poquito español. I speak enough Spanish to talk to a motherfucker, but and if they speak low, I can listen. It's slow. They speak slowly. I can conversate with them. So I speak enough Spanish to get by. Honestly, I'm going to work on that. That's one of my goals for the end of the year. It's like I want to be more fluent in the language. I'm also, but what fucked me up is I started trying to learn Chinese. No bullshit. And I got the Rosetta Stone for that shit. And that shit is hard as fuck, man. I'm about to put that on the back burner because sometimes you go after a goal and you realize the juice is not worth the squeeze. That happens. And what you do is you make peace with that. Like honestly, like sometimes if that's what's going to happen, make peace with that. And if you find out that you're better to allocate, if you find out your time is spent better allocating your resources to other endeavors, then you should do that. I'm a firm believer in that. If you're in a movie theater and that movie sucks, get the fuck out, man. Get the fuck out. Like don't waste your time, man. Time on the, we're all only here for a limited amount of time. So what are we gonna accomplish during that time? You know what I'm saying? Like every second counts. Really, I mean, you can bullshit, you can rest, you need to relax, but in the most literal sense, every second counts. So don't waste it on stuff that's not worth it. And that's kind of what I found out about learning Chinese. Like the cost. I had to do a cost-benefit analysis. And I feel like my time would be spent on other developing other talents. What do you do against depression? All right, let me talk to you about this depression shit. I've experienced depression about twice in my life. My father shot himself in the head a few years ago, right? I talked about this before. And I know he was dealing with some depression. That's not why he did it, but I know that the depression was a catalyst, right? Because he had some things going on I don't want to get into, but he was depressed. So it makes me wonder if I have a genetic predisposition towards depression. Honestly, when I was in high school, I got sent to military school when I was in high school, man, because I grew up on the South Side Chicago. Anybody knows anything about that region, Sorry about that. I got a package. I'm wearing all red, man. That ain't no gang affiliation. It's just I was actually in my underwear and no shirt on before this podcast, and this was just some shit I grabbed to throw on. But anyway, I wonder if I was genetically predisposed to that shit. So when I went to high school, the gang shit was retarded, right? Like in Southside Chicago, and I was getting in some trouble. It's just a bad environment, It's just a bad environment. I think, especially in the '90s, they act like it's bad now, but like it was worse in the '90s, man. Fuck that. And so I got sent to military school. It was all boys. It was basically like prison, man. It was like prison, Like I talked to some kids who we used to play base football against these kids from a juvenile hall, and I would talk to them. They were like, fuck, man, your shit sound worse than ours, man. We in here for crimes. They're in there, so like I was basically in captivity against my will. I was held in captivity, right? And I was depressed, man. And honestly, what helped me get out of it was lifting weights, man. I got into fitness. But I didn't get into it to get out of depression. I got into it so I could fight better. I used to get in a lot of fights, right? And being one of the only black kids. You come from an all-black neighborhood, and then being one of the only black kids at a boarding school, that comes with its own unique set of challenges. So I wanted to learn. I needed to learn how to fight better, to stand up for myself in certain situations, and it was all about lifting weights. So that's why I started lifting weights. I was like, fuck this, and two things happened. One, I stopped getting in fights, right? Once I put on a little side. People know who they can pick on, you know. Predators hunt prey. Predators don't hunt predators. You never seen I've never seen a lion eating a lion. You know, even a smaller lion. I've never seen it, you know. Presumably it could happen, but they'd probably rather go off an easier target like a gazelle, you know. Zebra, some of that nature, something that won't bite back. That's kind of what happened, man. You know, I positioned myself as predator, and I stopped getting into fights. You know, like nobody's fucked with me. But what more so, it took me out of that depression, right? Because I had a goal now, and now I had goals, and I think that goal setting, like as humans, we want to accomplish things, especially men, right? Women too. You know, I don't want to sound too misogynistic, but like men, we want to accomplish things. We want things. You know what I'm saying? We want to go out in the world and build stuff. We build stuff, man. We take risks. We accomplish things. You know, when you watch a movie, you watch an action movie. You know, I don't watch a lot of movies. Last movie I saw was Batman, right? When he's fighting the Joker, but Batman was on a mission, man, to do something. He could have just chilled, you know, in his mansion with all his money, but he wanted to make things better, right? He was happiest when he was, you know, helping himself, when he was out there accomplishing shit, right? And ridding the streets of crime. So like just goal setting and goal achievement will help bring you out of depression, man. So does working out, though. Like working out, you get addicted. There's something about, because when you work out, you have to you accomplish something every day, right? And that builds a certain kind of confidence, man. Especially if you do it, like going back to what I said before, if you do it when you don't want to do it, you feel even better than a workout that you're pumped for, right? Because then it's like you really went over an obstacle, you know? You really fought against something. You know what I'm saying? Like any action movie you watch, there is a fucking hero, right? And the hero has a fucking big goal, man. He's a huge task ahead of him that looks nearly impossible, right? And the thrill of the whole movie is watching this person, is watching the hero, you know, watching the hero on his path to glory, man. You know, he's got tons of obstacles on his way in front of him. This is any movie, any action movie. You know, this is like even ancient Greek. You know, Homer and the Iliad. You know, there's all these stories, these fables or whatever. It was all about, you know, even like what's that dude in the Bible who was living in the mouth of a whale? You know. Noah and his ark, like that kind of story has been told from the beginning of time. These fables from the Bible, from the biblical times, up until, you know, Batman. You know what I'm saying? Batman. It's like a hero who has a huge goal in front of him and he has to accomplish it, right? The reason that these stories are so attractive to us is because in ourselves we have that desire to accomplish things, you know, to overcome things. As human beings, it's innate. It's something we're born with, right? So it's hard to be depressed when you're on a fucking mission. You know what I'm saying? When you're on a fucking mission, it's hard to sit and wallow about whatever you're upset about, you know. And so, like, I don't know, I would say set goals, right? Another thing you want to do with depression is watch your mannerisms. Like, let me see if I can help you out right quick. Like, how do you stand, bro? Like, it's easy to, like, anybody who study neuro-linguistic programming, like, your body, and Elliott talks about this shit too. Like, your body, the way you hold yourself affects you emotionally, you know? It affects you emotionally. Like, literally, like, it sends different signals to your brains and different hormones get released. I'm sorry, I know y'all have other questions, but this is something important. You know what I'm saying? My father, you know, he dealt with depression. Y'all know how that ended up. So like, this is something I'm not taking lightly, right? Like this, someone's depressed, right? How you stand, man? Like how you stand, like it's hard to be depressed when you got the superhero pose on. You know what I'm saying? You focus like if you read Tony Robbins' Unlimited Power, and he talked about limited power, and he talked about Awaken the Giant Within. Awaken the Giant is the easier read if you are interested. It's like motion creates emotion. So like it's all if you're like holding yourself like this, it's kind of hard not to be sad. But like just the act of smiling sends different signals to your brain. The way you hold yourself, the way you stand, the way you walk. You know, like sometimes you gotta get hyped. You know, like it's like you gotta get. It's the way you move. Motion creates emotion. So that's you can snap yourself out of fucking depression right now. If I grabbed you by your motherfucking neck, you wouldn't be depressed. You'd be scared. You'd be your state would change instantly. You got to change your state, and the easiest way to do that is to change your physiology, right? To change how you hold your motherfucking self, right? So like, if I fucking put you in a chokehold, you ain't gonna be depressed. You're gonna be sad and scared, frightened. You're gonna be, if you're tired and I used to do this thing in military school, like some kid I didn't like, I would walk in his room in the middle of the night and punch him in the chest. Imagine waking up at 2 a.m. to a punch in the chest, right? It's a dick move or whatever. I was a kid, you know. I know better now. When you know better, you do better. He instantly scared. His physiology changed and those emotions changed immediately. So like, yo man, you gotta change the way you hold yourself. You know, you gotta change the way your facial expressions. You know what I'm saying? You have to change your facial expressions, the way you. So it's not. So anyway, set some goals. Work on your physiology. Make that shit a habit, right? Right now, you're probably in the habit of holding yourself in a depressed manner. You gotta hold yourself in a. Pick the state that you want. If it's happy, confident, exuberant, and embody that. See how. Stand that way. Have that facial expression. Practice that until it becomes habit. That shit helps. Damn, I spent 15 minutes on that dude's question. Yo, Brandon, is insanity any more beneficial than doing your 15-minute cardio workout? Well, it depends on what your goals are, right? Like, I know people who do insanity to help them with their sport, right? Maybe, because it's long, man. Insanity's like fucking 60, 90 minutes. I ain't got that kind of time to do the cardio, man. Honestly, depends on what your goals. If all you want to do is lose weight, you can do that much cardio and you'll probably help you get into caloric deficit a little faster, but diet is the most important thing, right? If your diet is right, you don't need 90 minutes of fucking cardio a day. But, you know, how do you sell DVDs with only 15 minutes of cardio on them? How do you do that? Don't. Give them away. But if you're in the business of selling DVDs, maybe the workouts need to be longer so the perceived value is higher. I just blow your motherfucking mind or what, bro? I'm not in the business of selling DVDs. If I had to lick an asshole, which one would I lick? You always have a choice, man. You never have to do anything. You always have a choice. You never have to do anything, and you never prohibited from doing anything. You always have a choice. Like White Boy Brian once, this is years ago, back when he was younger and less mature. He was like, "Yo, man." He was talking to me and some other black dude, and he was like, "Yo, how come y'all can say nigga, but I can't?" And he was like mad about it. I'm like, first I was like, "Yo, first of all, why do you want to say nigga so bad, man? You're a white man in America. The world is yours. There's nothing you can't accomplish. You can be president. You can be congressman right now. You know, you can get a cab way easier than I do, man. When I'm with Brian and we have to get a cab, I stand back and I have him go on the street. I swear to God, that's a true story. And we always get a cab faster. But anyway, I was like, don't say you can't do it. Say that you fear the repercussions of doing it. You fear that how you might be perceived, and you fear how someone may react to your usage of the N word, you know. So I say that to say you always have a choice, you know. You always, I don't. You ask if I have to look at asshole. I don't believe I'd have to, man. It's always a choice. So I took your dumbass question. I flipped it on some motherfucking psychological shit. Brandon, what's your max bench press? I have no idea, man, because I don't max out. I don't max out. Like, I'm not a power lifter, so that's not important to me. You know, that's not important to me. Sorry. Brandon, how do you gain lean muscle mass fast? Fast is a relative term, right? Fast is a relative term. What you consider fast, I might not consider fast. Vice versa. The best way the best way I know to gain, when you say lean muscle mass, I'm assuming you mean accumulating muscle, growth in the muscle cells without the acquisition of additional fat. The best way I know how to do it is micro cutting and bulking. I talked about it earlier in this joint, man. Get as cut as you want to be, and then bulk just until you feel like it's starting to get a little less cut than you want to be, then start cutting again. So like 2 to 4 week bulks, and then followed by 2 to 4 week cuts. You know, and I can't. That's the best way to do it. Biggie or Pac? I can't even believe that people like have this discussion like it's a real thing, man. Like Pac is like so much bigger and so much more important of an artist than Biggie. You know, nothing against Biggie, but I mean, it's not even a comparison, man. You know, like Pac had a lot of songs that meant something. You know, I mean, he had a lot of songs that you could shoot a motherfucker to, but he also had a lot of like music that was important. You know, in the time, and that's lacking in hip hop today, in my opinion. You know, like music that means something, man. You know, like I don't know, man. You know, Dear Mama, Brenda's Got a Baby. You know what I'm saying? I could go on and on. White Man's World. Man, there's just too many to even name off the head, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Heaven for a G. I could do this all day with like Pac songs that meant something, man. Biggie, what Biggie say, man? Biggie said on Me and My Bitch, she looked so good, I suck on her daddy's dick. Biggie said that, man. Biggie said that on the album. Everyone you hear it, you know, that's a historical record. On another song, Biggie said, oh, what was that joint? Niggas Bleed is the name of the song. And he said, don't you know my niggas kidnap kids, fuck them in their ass, throw them over the bridge? Like, that's who you think is better? That's who someone thinks is better? That's who you're comparing to Tupac Shakur? Fuck out of here with that dumb shit. I mean, it's honest. I mean, it's a legitimate question because that's a conversation people have, but I don't think that should be a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you're gonna compare Pac to somebody, like not to Biggie, you compare Pac to like Bob Dylan. You know, compare Pac to artists that mean something. You know, like I mean, Biggie's a good rapper. He's one of the best rappers. Like just as far as like putting skills together, but as far as artistry is concerned, making songs that mean something, man, it's no competition. Yo, Brandon, Jack Cummings, pause, wants to know, do you stretch pre and post workout, and if so, can you post a routine? I honestly don't do a lot of stretching before or after workout. What I do is for warm up, I do cardio, whether it's jumping rope or fucking elliptical or running in place. Anything to I want to sweat a little bit before I lift weights. That's and I feel like I'm loosened up at that point. It's like a boxer. When boxers come out, or any kind of fighter, they always come out already sweating, right? They don't come out sweating. If you see a boxer that comes out and he's fucking dry, he's not sweating at all, he's not loose, and you should hurry up and put some money on the other guy, right? Because you just want to get loosened up, man. And I don't really stretch before or after. I do yoga a few times a week, so that's where I get my stretching from. But I don't really do stretching around my routines, Maybe I should. Some people claim to find that beneficial. I don't. I do yoga a few times a week, and that's how I stay limber. I gotta refresh this page. Man, sorry about this, man. I'm taking too long to answer these questions, man. This might be a long one, man. I'm hyped though, man. I'm hyped about this shit. Yo, Brandon, my chest won't grow. Other parts of my body grow. What should I do? Here's the thing. A lot of times, this is a common thing, right? You got to think where the chest is positioned on the body. All right, it's in the mid. It's like it's if you're doing bench press, you're working your shoulders. I'm sorry, it's your triceps, your shoulders, front delt, then your pecs, right? So like if you're somebody whose arms or shoulders is stronger than your chest, they might be getting more workout with like a traditional bench or compound movement, right? They might be doing all the work. That happens sometimes. So I'm usually not a big fan of isolation movements in general, isolation exercise. But what you want to do is do something like 4 sets of flies. Try this. Just try this. Do 4 sets of flies, like dumbbell flies, or cable flies, or some dumbbell flies probably. And when you're doing a fly like that, man, you're taking a lot of the shoulder and the triceps out of the movement, and it's focusing directly on the pectoral muscle. All right. So now your pectoral, you start your chest workout with that. Now your pectoral muscle is already fatigued. It's called pre-exhaust, right? Now when you do bench press, your chest is already going to be fatigued. So now it's going to be working harder than it would have been if you started with bench, because your triceps and shoulders are presumably seem to be stronger than your chest, right? So do the isolation exercise first, then do the compound exercise. That works a lot of times for guys who have a hard time growing their chest. And yo, Brandon, any good books on bulking? Is Huge in a Hurry by Chad Westbury. That's a pretty good book on that subject, man. He has the same philosophies as me as far as like doing full body workouts, almost all compound movements with almost no isolation movements, right? Except for in the case the previous question. That's where I got it from. Like a lot of I am starting to believe that that's the best way for natural guys to put on muscle, man. It's full body workouts, or at least upper body, lower body. That's the only way I'll split it up, man. But I'll probably never go back to a traditional split, man. Before the steroid era, that's how every bodybuilder worked out. That's how all the top bodybuilders worked out. And then what happens in the steroid era, when steroids became more popular, more abundant, bodybuilders started doing splits, because they realized they can take the muscle further. So they started doing splits more, and that's kind of how that came about. But like for us natural guys, man, I really think that full body, all compound movements are the best way to put on mass. But the thing though, if you're going to be on stage, if you're going to do like bodybuilding competitions, then you're probably better off doing a split, right? Because you're going to be judged for like, oh, his inner upper chest is not as developed, or like just little shit, his rear delt is not as big and defined. So you're going to have to like do isolation exercises if you plan on competing in bodybuilding or physique shit. So if you're a natural guy and you just want to get bigger and stronger for the sake of doing it, then I say full body Workouts all compound. What can I do for bigger traps? Here's the thing, man. It's so funny, man. Like, I'm looking at you look kind of young. Young guys are just obsessed with traps. Every gym I go to, I see like a fucking crowd of high school kids doing dumbbell shrugs, man. They start their workout with dumbbell shrugs. I don't know. I mean, I don't think that listen, man, ain't nobody ever got no pussy based on their fucking trap development. That shit ain't never happened, man. Focus on like bigger muscles. You know, focus on getting a bigger back. Focus on getting bigger delts. And the traps will come, man. The traps will come. I don't believe you even have to really work them. Like, so, I mean, then again, I don't have the hugest traps in the world. I mean, they're all right. They're okay. But it's nothing crazy. Because it's not my thing, right? And it also, like, aesthetically, it gives you a weird look. It's like your traps are, like, overdeveloped. Then you're like this, you know? I don't know, man. I mean, but I'll ask you a question just because you asked me. The best thing for big traps is deadlifts. Heavy deadlifts. That's how you're gonna get the most. Like, it's not shrugs, it's deadlifts. Deadlifts is gonna get you the best. If you're not doing heavy deadlifts, then you're not serious about trap development. Opinion on Jeff Seed. I don't know if I'm saying his name right. I kind of know what you're talking about, but I don't really know because I don't really go around watching YouTube videos about working out. You know, like I watch Elliot. I like Strength Camp. I like Cali Muscle. That's about it. I mean, you can see the other guys I'm subscribed to. I like Bar Stars. I met Ed like a few months ago. Ed from Bar Stars. I was going to do, when he gets back in the country, we're going to do some work together. I was talking to Elliot the other day, man. It was kind of cool, man. Like, I found out that he was following me on Instagram. My Instagram's in the thing before. For some reason, I was just checking to see who my followers were, and I realized that he was following me. I'm like, oh shit! I didn't think he was following me, you know. And then so I just sent him a message, and then we just talked for a second, man. Cool guy, man. Cool guy. Only other YouTuber I really like, everyone else is not as good as me. Yo, BBC, keep doing what you're doing, man. Thanks for everything. God bless. Yo, God bless you, Anthony. I appreciate shit like that, man. For real, man. A lot of people talk crazy shit, so like when I see something like that, I don't take it for granted, man. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for showing love, man. Yo, big boss. I'm still chasing my goal. I'm at 7.7 to between 7 and 9% body fat. I mean, I'm in a caloric deficit every day, except for cheat days, around 1,800 calories. Damn. Without cardio. You think I should do HIIT cardio? I mean, if what you're doing is working for you, then just keep doing what's working for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, if your goal is to lose weight, like HIIT cardio is not going to hurt you. You know what I'm saying? It's going to help. It's going to help. It's going to expedite the process. You know. But if you're fine the way you are, you go. Yo, BBC, how do you prepare a lower back? Yo, I'm not qualified to give medical advice. If I were you, I'll see. If you have like serious injury, you should see a professional. I mean, like, I've had a few injuries in my time where I had to see somebody about it, man. And I have there's a an urgent care spot around the crib. So like, I feel like I'm in there all the time, right? Because I fucked my foot up the other day. I landed on something. I thought I broke my foot. I had to get an X-ray. I fucking I threw my back out last summer. You know, like every time I go straight to him. I don't fucking look at forums. Every time I have a serious injury, I go straight to the fucking doctor and make sure I don't do anything that's going to exacerbate the problem. And that's what I suggest you do. Yo, Brandon, why don't you compete in natural bodybuilding? You talk a good game. Why don't you play a good game? Because here's the thing. All right, for me, it's just me. This is my personal thing. I'm not here to compete. When I say here, I mean planet Earth. I'm not in a competition with anyone. You know, I'm here to I want to contribute. You know what I'm saying? Like I think my I want to go this far, but I think what I am here to help people accomplish their goals. I think I'm more of a teacher, coach. I think that's what I'm good at, right? And I don't have any interest in competing with anybody for anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, what makes me happy? It wouldn't make me happy, it wouldn't make me happier to like win bodybuilding trophies or physique trophies or anything like that. That's not what makes me happy, man. What makes me happy, what gives me the most joy in life, honestly, it's like when I get one of these emails from some kid telling me how like I've helped him become a better person, or like he's listening to my advice and he's accomplished so many things, and now his quality of life is better directly because of my involvement in it. Yo, man, that shit means the world to me, man. That shit is that's, and I get countless messages like that, man. Like, and that makes me happier than a fucking that I can't imagine getting that same feeling from being on stage greased up, you know what I'm saying, with a bunch of other on stage greased up guys. Now I'm not trying to diss that community. That's a sport, and I'm probably gonna go to Olympia this year. You know what I'm saying? Check it out, say what's up to it. Schwarzenegger's somebody I've always looked up to. Blah blah blah. So yeah, it's just not me. It's just not for me. It's not something I'm interested in. You know, it's just not something I'm interested in. Like I've been a teacher for a long time, a coach, a trainer for like over 10 years, and it's fulfilling to me. You know, it has an intrinsic value. You know, it's not just it's not all about. A lot of times people think about what they can get. You know, most people are primarily concerned with what they can get, and the acquisition of things. Whether they be accomplishments or possessions, stuff like that doesn't motivate me anymore. As much. What motivates me is contributing and how much I can help other people. I don't know. It's a different kind of feeling, man. It's different. It's different. It's not something I can describe. So like when I do these free boot camps, we've been doing free boot camps in New York. I have videos on it. We did some clips from it. That shit is so dope that I'm able to do that. Like I'm able to like send out a message. Over 50 people came last week, man, and it was fucking awesome. And like to say, and then we all worked out together. And after we were talking, people telling me how they learned from me or stuff they learned. That shit, man. I almost start to cry. You know what I'm saying? Like almost. And I don't know. It's just a better feeling, man. It's a feeling I can't duplicate. If you've never had, you'll understand if you ever have or ever had someone say that you helped change their life and mean it. And they say that with sincerity. Like you understand what I mean. Especially because I used to be a taker. I used to be more of a taker, man. Like I've done some things. I've done some things I can't even say on this motherfucking shit, because I want to incriminate myself or others, right? But like, I wasn't always like a nice giving guy. I was a fucking mean taking guy, And people died because of stuff I did, literally. You know what I'm saying? And a part of me feels like I have a debt to society. Anyway, I don't want to get too into that, but that's why. Like I want to focus on this thing, helping people. I'm not interested in competing. I'm gonna read this, and y'all gonna think that I'm illiterate, but this is just how the question is written. Yo, how can my muscles in my arms get big and marked? Set reps, what? And how can them be big and marked? Presumably, English is not this person's first language, so we will give them a pass. You want to get big arms. Arms are that big. They're like 17 pieces. You can't hardly tell on these fucking cameras. My shit is 17.5 inches, right? You know, like one. I honestly think that bench press, dips, pull-ups, chin-ups, I honestly think those are the best things for your arms. Like they work your arms indirectly, but I think you're carrying such a heavy. Same reason I say that deadlifts are the best for traps, right? Even though you might not be working that muscle directly, you're using such a heavy load, and you putting so it happens. Like gymnasts have the biggest arms, biggest, most ripped arms you see in any like professional gymnast. Like if you watch the Olympics, Summer Olympics, and those guys are up there, man, they look fucking crazy, right? Big ass arms. They don't do curls. They do fucking bodyweight exercise, man, lots of it. So I would say that those big compound, they do full body shit all day. Their fucking sport is a full body workout, but their arms are huge. So I say like big compound exercises are the best. And if you're going to do your arms, do it after you do a full body workout. Like you'll see, I have a video of my full body workout, and I did a full body workout with White Boy Bryant and the homie Maserati Rick. And you see the video. We did a full upper body because at the time we do upper body, lower body splits. And at the end we did super drop sets. And you can just watch that video, man. I also have a video on super drop sets with the cables. That might be beneficial for you. I'm sorry, I'm not getting everyone's questions so far. Like I've been taking too long on each question, but I want to give a thorough answer. I'd rather give a lot of good answers I'd rather give a few really good answers than a lot of bullshit quick answers that don't mean something. George is awake now. Y'all got any questions for George, man? Bulk or cut, skinny fat? You have no business bulking if you're not as cut as you want to be. Always cut for, always get rich as you want to be. Yo, BBC, shout out from the Philippines. Good luck. Fucking ripped. BBC, shout out from the Philippines. No, I'm reading this whole thing, I'm not repeating it. He just wrote that same thing mad times. Yo, shout out to the Philippines. From me, man. I'd like to make it out there one day, man. I really would. Yo, Brandon, how many meals a day to bulk up? It doesn't matter. It's all about you want to hit your caloric. I mean, I don't count calories all the time. I have this new system that I'm working on, and it requires me to count calories. I'll let you know more about that after I see if it works or not, right? But let's say you are counting calories, right? Multiply. I mean, the easiest answer I can give you is fucking multiply your current weight by 20. That's how many calories you need. Get that shit in one meal if you can, you know, whatever. It doesn't matter. It doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't fucking matter. It's about being in a surplus. Getting enough protein. You want to get about times your body weight also by 1.5, and that's going to tell you how much protein you need to get. And then you make estimates during the day. You know what I'm saying? You make estimates, and then you track everything you eat every day. And at the end of the week, you measure your progress and see if you're eating enough or not enough. You know, if you're eating enough or too much. You know, you make adjustments accordingly. I gotta answer more questions. Why do you guys keep asking me opinions of other guys? Like somebody say, what's your opinion of Lazar? I don't know if they say that dude's name right. I mean, I'll answer it because you asked, man. But before I even answer, I just want to make it, this is gonna sound crazy. I just don't think about other people like that. Like I don't what someone else has accomplished doesn't really have anything to do with my goals, except for the fact that they've done it. And it lets me know it can be done. You know what I'm saying? I'm not setting a new precedence. If somebody else did it, that means fuck. Well, now it can't be done. It is not impossible. So I only think about other people in that regard. Like a lot of y'all know me, man. Michael Jordan's one of my role models, right? Because he sets such a standard for excellence in his field. Anybody who sets a standard of excellence, who set a standard of greatness in their field, motivates me. You know what I'm saying? Because it lets me know what greatness looks like and how it's possible. So as far as other, I don't really know enough about him to make a fair assessment. Sorry, man. I hope I was not getting dirty. So Brandon, what are your thoughts on building muscle with low T? Why is your T low? You can address that. I have a video on how to naturally increase your testosterone. It might be your diet, it might be your sleep pattern, something's going on with you hormonally that's making your testosterone levels low. You can address that. You know what I'm saying? Naturally, you can address that. Watch my video on how to naturally increase your testosterone. See if that works for you. A lot of times guys have low testosterone because they have low cholesterol. Like they're almost synonymous with each other. Low cholesterol and cholesterol is not bad for you, man. That's a myth. That's a misnomer. Google the cholesterol myth. You'll see tons of research showing that it's cholesterol is not bad for you. People think cholesterol is bad. Your body needs cholesterol in order to produce testosterone. It won't happen. You have to ingest it. And people think cholesterol is bad for you because it's based on an archaic hypothesis. It's called the lipid hypothesis, not the lipid fact, the lipid hypothesis. And it's based on, and so according to that hypothesis, they say that excess cholesterol will clog arteries, but there's tons of research, available research, showing you that that's not the case, man. It's a misnomer. It's one of those things that everyone believes, but it's not true. There's a lot of things like that. That people just believe them, but they're not true. There's no evidence based on it. There's actually no evidence. It's like will lifting weights stunt your growth. In all of human existence, there's never been any data to suggest that lifting weights stunts your growth, right? It's just something somebody believes. It's the epitome of bro science. You know what I'm saying? It is the first piece of bro science ever, probably. In fact, there's plenty of evidence contrary to those beliefs. Contrary to that, so it's one of those things, man. That trickle down economics, things of that nature, man. It's people think it's real and they talk like it's real, but there's tons of evidence to demonstrate that it's not. What was the question? I don't even remember. I'm calm, man. Yo, I am 5'9" and 140 pounds. I can touch the basketball hoop. Do you think I'll be able to dunk if I make some gains? Yeah, man. Fucking that's like how tall Nate Robinson is. He plays for the Nuggets. He played for the Bulls like 2 years ago. And when he was on the Knicks, he won the fucking dunk contest, man. He's a strong motherfucker. He takes his weightlifting seriously, man. So yeah, go for it, man. I hope this is the joke question. Yo, Brandon, I want to get big, but I don't have enough time. I'm thinking of getting muscle implants. What do you think? I hope that's a joke. Yeah, I mean, that's just muscle implants are just for aesthetics, man. You want the trophy without running the race, man. It doesn't work like that. Not how life works. If you're always looking for a shortcut, you if you watch the beginning of this livecast, you know what I think about taking shortcuts. Um, you don't want to take shortcuts in this or in life. The acquisition of muscle mass takes long, consistent work. In doing so, you build muscle, but more importantly, that you build discipline. You build certain kind of integrity, mental integrity. You know what I'm saying? That you can help you accomplish other goals. If you get muscle implants, first of all, it's going to look kind of silly. Second of all, you've missed all the benefits, all the mental benefits that you'll get from training that you won't get, training and hard work. And as far as you not having enough time, it's bullshit. It's just bullshit. I never met anyone who didn't waste at least an hour a day on the phone, watching TV, playing video games. All you need is an hour. All you need is an hour a day to train. You don't even need a whole hour, man. I've got good workouts in 30, 40 minutes, You just got to be serious about it. Man. So as far as that, everybody I know wastes a little. You don't have time. I just don't believe you. I just don't believe that you don't have time, man. And I believe that you believe it, but I'm telling you, you can squeeze some more success out of each day. You can squeeze a little bit more success out of each day. Yo, Brandon, shout out from the UK, man. Yo, I love it out there in the UK. What up, what up, what up? I was wondering, can I get my arms to look wider from the side angle? Zoom like this. And they're already 16. All right, man, you close, man, close. You know what? Like, it's this part of the triceps and the tip of the bicep. So like, you can try straight curls. You can try the arm blasted curls. You can try. You should always be doing different kind of curls, right? Anyway, so like, as far as the biceps is concerned, because it's two muscles, right? So like check me out, check me out, check me out. Look at my bicep. I'm not flexing it. But you see it move when I turn my hand. So you want to eat. So if you're doing bicep curls, you're not getting that movement. It's just staying up. It's just staying in this position. But if you're doing something that's why, like, if you see my video on super drop sets, I take the rope, I do the rope curls. You know what I'm saying? I get that twist at the top, right? That's your bicep is responsible for twisting your wrist. Like, I'm not flexing it, but you see my bicep moving when I turn my wrist. Your bicep is responsible for that. So that's one way. So you want to make sure you're doing something where your arm is static, and then something where you do the turn, where your bicep actually, where your wrist turns during the movement. And then your triceps, man. I like dips. I mean, I don't get too exotic with triceps, man. I like push downs, dips, and close grip bench dips. Those are my favorite tricep exercise. I mean, skull crushers are cool, but you just can't. You can handle. So those are cool. It's cool. Skull crushers, they work too, but that's not in my top 3. Yo, we got a female. There is a girl here leaving a question. I'm so glad there's finally a girl watching my videos, man. At least one. Julia, I'm so glad you're here. Hey, Brandon, I'm a female athlete. I've been looking to reduce my body fat percentage. It is 18.5%. What exercise should I do without overloading my body since I already train for soccer 5 days a week? Thanks for the vids. God bless. I don't know if I know what you mean by overloading your body, but if you're trying to lose fat, again, caloric deficit, man. You're gonna have to. It's like, at this point, if you're already doing soccer's a lot of running around, kicking the ball, right? That's the whole sport, right? Running around. I'm just like, you're probably already burning a lot of calories, but you probably need you're gonna have to reduce your intake to lose fat. You know, you can do weight. You can do weight. I mean, I think honestly, man, I train women almost the same way I train guys, man. Because like most women, they say, I don't want to look bulky. I don't want to look like a dude, and I don't want to get all big muscles. I'm like, yo, getting big muscles is hard as fuck, even for dudes. Like women don't have the same testosterone levels, right? You don't have to really work. When you see a woman who looks like a dude, like muscular, look like a dude, that was totally intentional. She went out of her way to do that. She has been working on that for a long time on a consistent basis. And she didn't just wake up one day and accidentally look jacked. Nobody in the history of mankind, man, woman, female, or child, has ever woke up one day and just accidentally got jacked. Everybody who gets jacked is deliberate, you know? So, like, it's not a legitimate concern for women whether they're going to look like a man. I would say lift some weights, but get your caloric intake under. Get your if you're trying to lose weight, you know, you in a caloric, you gotta watch your calories. But thanks for the question, baby. Some of these questions be too long to read. Yo, Brandon, I have an overdeveloped lower chest. What should I do? You're a cool guy. Hey, man, thank you. I can't pronounce your name. I think it's Vishim. But thank you. You're cool, too. Your lower, that's the issue I have, man. My lower chest is, like, big as fuck, right? And that comes from, I just do a lot of dips, man. You know, y'all saw the video, me doing dips with 445 plates. I never do any lower pec exercises, you know, like it's just from dips. There's one other YouTuber who tried to say that dips weren't good for your chest at all, but he's a skinny ass motherfucker, man, so he don't know what he's talking about in general. I've never seen him be big and strong, and I've never seen him train anyone to get big or strong. You know, I just feel like he just read some shit. He hasn't seen it work in the field. Anyway, enough about him. First of all, focus just on incline. That's what I've been doing, and it's been working. I've been getting my upper chest. You know, you can see it a little better. I still do my dips though, because I think that's just a good exercise. I've heard it referred to as an upper body squat. You know, it's that important. Dips is one of my favorite exercises. I'm never gonna stop doing it. I'm just doing a lot more upper chest now. Incline bench and incline dumbbell bench. You should do the same, man. Hopefully that helps. Should I do cardio? Should I do HIIT cardio during cutting and squats during bulking, or both throughout the week? I still do cardio when I'm bulking. See, bulking and cutting is more about your diet than anything else, you know? I still do cardio when I bulk, and I talked about this earlier, because every time I've done it without doing it, when I got that new side, those extra pounds, man, my heart felt it. You know, like my heart seemed like it was working hard. Like I would feel it if I had to walk up some stairs. I'm like, you know, I'm like, damn, it's 10 extra pounds. It's kind of heavy on my heart. Has to get used to carrying it. So that's why I continue to do cardio, and that's not an issue. But once, I hurt my foot once, and I couldn't do any cardio while I had to cut, and I just was stricter with my diet, and so it's like, whether you cut or don't cut, you know, whether you do cardio or not, that's not nearly as important as what your caloric intake is, you know, during each session. And as far as squats, you should always be doing squats, man. Why would you ever stop doing squats? Why would you ever stop doing lower body? You know, why would you ever stop lifting weights? I will never stop lifting weights for no reason. You know, every once in a while I'll take a week off, but ain't no. What's your favorite sex position during fat burning? Here's the thing: if you're trying to work your cardio into your sex life, you just want to make sure that you're on top, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't let her, she don't get the ride, man, because it's cutting season. You know what I'm saying? She don't get to ride. You know, she just has to lay down or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like favorite position, I guess it would have to be I take her fucking arms, I put her on her stomach, I take her arms and hold them above her ass, and then I fucking hit it like that while I'm holding her goddamn arms, and then I'm pulling her top of her hair. It's all consensual though, so it's okay. But to the untrained eye, if you just walked in the room and seen that happening, it might look like a rape, but it's consensual, baby, man. They asked for it, man. They asked for it. That sounded like a rapist, didn't it? Yeah, she was asking for it, bro. No. They really, my girls, like that. Like, that's how we get. That's my favorite position. Pull the hair, put the hands behind the butt, like in a little, like a policeman. Like I have her in a police, like I'm about to handcuff her, and I might handcuff her, right, or tie the hands up, right, maybe depending on how I feel, or I'll just hold it down with one hand and then fucking grab her at the top of her head, and then fucking I'm hitting it from the back like that, man, straight. Caveman style, man. That's you heard the paleo diet? That's paleo sex. That's paleo fucking. I want all the CrossFitters to start doing that. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna do paleo. Take this paleo shit all the way, man. Yo, Brandon, what's your thought on German volume training? I've been doing that for my calves only. Like when I try to do that for those of you who don't know, German volume training is picking a body part, picking an exercise, and doing 10 sets of 10. Which is a lot of fucking volume. But it's a lighter weight, and you keep that same weight consistent through this. So the first few sets are easy, but the last ones get hard. You rest about 60 seconds between each set. I'm being simplistic, but that's basically what German volume training is. And I've only been able to make that work for my calves. It makes my other body parts too sore, you know. So but I do it for my calves, and I do it 3 times a week for my calves. So like my calves, for whatever reason, my calves, I don't know if I would recommend that for anyone, for everyone else, but I just know my calves need considerably more volume than any other part of my body. Yo, Brandon, what are your few tips on starting calisthenics? Like, well, I need to know what you're trying to do. If you're trying to do like tricks, like my homies Team Incredibles, what up? First thing you need to do is come to our boot camps if you're in New York. Because after we do the boot camps, we do calisthenics training. And we've helped a lot of people who couldn't do a muscle up. Now they can do muscle ups. Or they were able to do a muscle up after coming the first day. Some people took like 3 separate Saturdays, but they were able to do muscle ups. And, just start working on the tricks. There's tutorials online. I have tutorials on different tricks. Bar Stars has some good tutorials. Strength Camp has some good tutorials. If you want to do tricks, if you're trying to build muscle with it, it's different. It's just different. Like doing tricks, jumping around the bars, prancing around the bars, that's different than hypertrophy. Hypertrophy. I know I'll say hypertrophy. I like to say hypertrophy. That sounds cooler. So if the acquisition of muscle mass is your main concern, then you're gonna have to stick to like body. You're gonna have to do calisthenic body weight training with bodybuilding parameters, right? And it can be done. If you just want to learn how to do the cool tricks, man, just watch some tutorials and get out there and practice, man. Yeah, really, that's it. There's a good book on how to. It's a good book. The best book on learning the fucking tricks is this one book. It was made by an old gymnastics teacher. It's called Overcoming Gravity. It costs like 50 fucking bucks. It's available on Amazon. But I bought it, but I got money. But Brandon, what does your tattoos mean? I can't tell you. Maybe an Asian person will say what it means on here, but I'm not going to tell you. Sorry. But this joint right here, this was my very first tattoo. It was you can see it's small. I got it when I was 17, and my mama picked it out. Well, hold up. Yo. Yo. We back. Oh yeah, my mama picked this out, and we just thought it looked cool, man. It doesn't mean anything, it has no significance. My mama liked it, so I got it, and that's why it looks smaller, because I was 17 when I got it. You know what I'm saying? I posted a picture on my Instagram like a week ago. I'm dressed like The Rock, and I did the split screen thing. It's like when I'm 17, I'm dressed like The Rock, and I put a picture of The Rock because I used somebody I wanted to look like. It's a funny ass picture. The link's in my description to my Instagram. But anyway, you can see how this used to take up my whole shoulder. Put that in perspective. And then a few years later, we went to get another tattoo. My mom picked out this one, you know, this dragon. She just thought it looked cool. This is a one-of-ones guy. He drew the shit for someone else, and they never came to get it. He showed it to me, and mom liked it, and so I got it. This means something personal to me, and like I don't tell people. It's not a real big deal. It's just like, you know, people ask you what your tattoos mean all the time, and well, here's the thing: when you get a different language tattooed on you, every day someone's gonna ask you what that means. I used to just tell people, but then I was like, you know what? If I'm gonna have to do this for the rest of my life, let me just have some fun with it, and I just stopped telling people when they become more intrigued, and it's a little game I like to play with myself. Pause. Hold up. I'm tripping. I'm back. Yo, Brandon, how can I get stronger with the pull-ups? Do more pull-ups. I wish I could be more simplistic. You know, do more pull-ups. Man. You want to get better at doing pull-ups, doing more pull-ups. Here's the thing about doing the exercise. I've trained a lot of people, and it seems like every time I first start training them, it seems like they get significantly stronger the first few weeks. But that's not really what's happening. What's happening is their bodies are learning how to do the exercise. Okay, the central nervous system is adapting. You know what I'm saying? Like the neurotransmitters are understanding what happens. You know what the movement requires, and that's what's happening. They're learning how to do the exercise better. You got to think of it as practice. Like when I do, and it's like that even with bench press, man. You want to get. It's not just getting stronger at pull-ups. It's getting better at pull-ups. It's both. Like you're going to get stronger, but you're also going to get better at doing them from doing them more. Like when I do my handstand push-ups, I work on them every day. I don't take those sets of failure because I do it every day. I don't take sets of failure, right? But I do it every day, not to get stronger, but to get better. Because I basically have to learn how to fucking walk on my hands. You know how long it takes a motherfucker to learn to walk on his feet. Look at a baby, man. They fall over mad times. Not that they're too weak to do it. It's just they haven't learned how to do it. So like you get better at doing it, not just stronger at doing it. That makes sense? So Brandon, when you reach your genetic potential, what will you do? You know, I'll probably be pretty happy, man. Like, you know, I'll probably just be happy. You know, like I'm not one of those guys who just wants to be so big and strong. You know what I'm saying? And they'll do it at all costs. You know, if I thought you can do steroids with impunity, I would have already done them. You know, the only reason I haven't done steroids is because I'm fucking scared of them. Right? I'm just fucking scared. I'm just terrified of what they'll do to my organs. You know, I'm terrified of what they would do, how they affect me emotionally. You know what I'm saying? You know, look how clear my skin is, man. I ain't trying to risk that. I noticed that I was talking to this dude the other day. He said he did one cycle once, right? And he said he still gets pimples all over himself from that one cycle he ever did. Fuck that! Look how my skin is beautiful, man. My shit is flawless. I ain't trying to put that at risk. But nothing, you know, and then like, you know, kidney failure, dialysis, I don't know, man. I'm not knocking anybody who wants to do it. If you want to do it, go for it. You know, like Arnold was clearly on roids. He admitted it, but he's still one of my heroes. But just for me, man, I just don't think you can do it. But yo, he's had heart surgery. Why do you think someone who lived basically a healthy lifestyle his whole life had to get a heart surgery? You know what I'm saying? I just don't, every time I talk about steroids negatively, people get mad. It happens all the time. It's the weirdest thing. I didn't think that would happen, but it's the weirdest. People get mad at me. But I'm just talking about my perspective. I'm terrified of doing it. But if I thought you could do it with impunity, I would have already done it. I would be lobbying Congress to make it legal. If I thought it was just safe and perfectly fine, you know, I'd be all about it, you know. like I want some drugs to be legal, you know. I want marijuana to be legal, not because I'm a pothead, but because I think the war on drugs, you know, has put a disproportionate amount of poor people in jail. You know, I think a lot of people are incarcerated, you know, for it. I think a lot of that cartel violence, you know, in South American countries, South America, Central America. I think a lot of it, the violence from the drug lords and the cartels. I think a lot of that we stop a lot of their income, you know. So like maybe add some stability to those regions. Part of me thinks that like if drugs in general were legalized, how would those crime organizations in the South that basically fucking run South and Central America, what would they do? You know what I'm saying? Would they just have to start doing legal stuff, right? Because like I don't know how it would work. Then again, maybe they just find fucking worse shit to do. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. We could tax marijuana, you know, and it would be like Denver recently legalized, and they've made a lot. I just think from economic, even just take the social issues out of it, like from an economical standpoint, it just makes perfect sense for each state to legalize marijuana just for you know, to support better schools, better infrastructure. Like take a city like Illinois, man. We have I'm from Chicago, but like let's say Illinois. Illinois has a hard time. They're trying to restructure their pension plans for the firemen and for the motherfucking police. They're trying to teachers. They're closing schools. I mean, yo, if they fucking legalized and taxed marijuana, first of all, the gangs, and then potentially there'd be less violence, right? Because the gangs wouldn't, you know, that wouldn't be that's one more drug off the illegal market, right? And then we can tax it, we can make money. What the fuck was the question? How did I get into this? I don't even smoke weed. I'm just doing it. I'm just thinking just from a logical standpoint, you know, like I don't know what would be best. What would be best, you know? Like I don't know. The war on drugs is been a sham. We made a mockery of it. I don't know. Legalize it, man. Legalize it. Legalize it and tax it. I don't remember what the question was, man. I hope I answered it. Hey, Brandon, is it good idea to work out when you feel mentally stressed? Why not? Yes. Yes, it's definitely good, man. That's my man, Get Too Fit, you know what I'm saying? That's my man. What up, homie? I see you. Fuck yeah. Because here's the thing, like if you're stressed out, first of all, it can take your mind off whatever problems you have. And if you're really like if you're aggressive, you can take that out on the workout as opposed to somebody's motherfucking jaw. You know, I can take out my aggression on the dumbbells as opposed to somebody's jawline. You know, and then it also affects your body. You know, like you know you relieve endorphins. You know. Exercise studies show that you know exercise can leave the practitioner in a euphoric state. So like it'll probably help with your stress, man. I talked about it with depression earlier, you know, the depression question. So fuck yeah. Answer your question? Fuck yeah. Yo, BBC, how many times you do hit cardio while gaining muscle mass? I don't know, so two or three. Nothing crazy. And if you're not gaining, slow it down. You know, like maybe take it down to 1 or 2. You know, it's going to be individual, right? It's going to be individual based on your caloric intake and there's a lot of variables in regards to that. It's going to be based on your caloric intake, how much how hard you work during the you know, like how fit you are, right? I don't know. So there's a lot of factors that play into that. We're hitting that 2-hour mark, y'all. I don't know how long this is gonna go. My wifey in the other room, presumably making me a plate. No, I'll probably make her a plate. She just got home, man. yo, Brandon, check me out, man. Does sex make you skinny? Nah, man. Not calories in, calories out. You know, calories in. So if you're getting enough calories, I mean, what kind of sex are you having, right? Is it gonna be? Is it like, are you burning a lot of calories? You know, and even if so, it's, if you're eating enough, you'll be fine. You know. Uh, yeah, man. Diet is the most important thing when it comes to bulking, getting bigger, or getting skinnier. You know. Yo, BBC. I'm 6'2", 170 pounds. You think it's okay to eat just one lunch, one dinner, just before sleeping to get more muscle mass while losing the rest of the fat I have? From France, keep up the good work. Yo, what up, France, man? Yo, shout out to everybody over there on that side of the planet. I know it's late for you guys right now. It's like, I don't know what time it is in France, but I assume it's not early. It's not as early as it is here. So I appreciate you guys staying up with me. Uh, as far as I mean, I ain't never seen nobody gain weight with eating 2 meals. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's not probable, you know. Um, Also, I don't think you should try to lose fat and build muscle at the same time. I mean, it's not impossible. It's not impossible, but your body, it doesn't like to do that. If I was you, I would pick one. Here's the thing. Life is about focus, all right? Every time you focus on something, focus on one thing or a few things, your likelihood of accomplishing those things becomes better. Like if you have 20 different fucking goals in different directions, you're gonna spread yourself thin. But if you concentrate all that energy on one goal at a time, the likelihood of you accomplishing it dramatically increases. It's like you ever see the kids, they have the magnifying glass outside and they burn ants with the magnifying glass. Well, the reason is when the sun is spread out, it's not enough to burn an insect or to burn it, to set anything on fire. But when you magnify a little bit of it and it points into one spot, that focus is enough to fucking set shit ablaze. That's what you want to do, man. So if you're trying to bulk and cut at the same time, listen, there's ways to do it, but it could work, but I don't advocate it because I don't think it's very effective. You know what I'm saying? I think what would be quicker is if you cut first. If you're still a little fat, first get as ripped as you want to be. Something that help with that is click in the link in the description. You check out my book, Ultimate Cut: 7 Secrets to Help to Burn Fat Fast as Hell. It's only 99 cents. Or whatever, man. Like I give all the tips away here on YouTube, man. It's just convenient to have it all in one spot. You can read the reviews on that bitch, man. I got a lot of good reviews, like almost 260 reviews, man. Almost all 5 stars. Thank you to everybody who left a review or read it. I really appreciate that. So anyway, get as cut as you want to get first, and then you start bulking. But don't only bulk, do the micro cut bulk thing. I talk about it all the time. Don't just pick one, man. You'll be more successful, I promise. What supplements do you take? I have a video on what supplements I take. Also, you can also check my website, highlifeworkout.com, where I hit with a button that says recommended supplements. What about male boobs? A lot of times that's fat. There's usually there might be more, but there's usually about 2 reasons for male boobs. One, you're just fat. And I don't mean that in a disrespectful way. I mean just mean like there's no other way to put it. You're overweight. Or you have a hormonal issue that's causing your body to actually produce breast-like substances. So if I don't know what to do about that. Or there's a third one. Some men are born with an extra chromosome. And they have like women-like physiques, but that's very rare. Those men had hips and like man boobs, and they had hips like a woman, like an hourglass shape. That's very rare, but it can happen. It can happen. Odds are you're not born with an extra chromosome. You're just probably a little bit overweight. So just cut, man. Get ripped, man. Caloric deficit. Work out, man. You get rid of those boobs. You can't burn fat in one spot though. See, that's the thing. You have to burn fat cumulatively over the whole body. You can't just pick a spot of your body and burn fat there. You have to burn fat everywhere, and your body will allocate its resources accordingly. Yo, is catabolicism an issue in the morning if I intermittent fast until 3 p.m.? That's when I do it. I do 3 to 9. 3 to 9. Even bulking. Like, I've been trying to bulk on intermittent fasting. I don't know if it's, I don't know. I've never been able to get it to work. But I have a different plan now, and it might work this time. But I go from 3 to 9. You know what I'm saying? That's my window. 3 to 9. That's my feeding window. This should work. Tips on man boob, please. I think I just gave those tips on man boob, please. Presumably you wrote that before I gave those tips. So. The swag doctor, yeah, man. Rewind this back a little bit, swag doctor. Damn, what's the best recommendation for chest workouts to lose chest fat? This is a big issue, huh? You can't lose fat in one spot. You can't work out your chest and lose fat there. It doesn't work like that. Your body only loses fat. Your body loses fat accumulatively over the whole body. You cannot pick one spot and lose fat there. The only way you can do that is liposuction. Like I know this girl, my homegirl got liposuction in her stomach and got that shit injected in her ass. But that's not what we're talking about, right? Presumably you're not gonna do that. So what we're talking about, you have to burn fat over your whole body. You can't just pick a spot and burn fat. There's no chest workouts that are gonna just burn the fat on your boobs. You gotta burn fat everywhere. You gotta burn fat everywhere. And that's the thing. Like women have the opposite problem. Like women will say like, oh yeah, I want to lose weight, but I don't want to lose my boobs or I don't want to lose my ass. Well, here's the thing. When you start losing weight, your body loses weight everywhere. So like if your tits get smaller, your ass gets smaller. Your tits and your ass just aren't as big as you thought they were, man. They were covered with fat. You didn't have big titties. You had fat titties. You didn't have a fat ass. You had a PH-AT ass. You had an FAT ass. And congratulations for losing that fat, man, because that shit is gross. What was the question? Yo, Connor says, yo, well, shout out from East England, man. I gotta get out there, man. It seems like there's a lot of people out there in England, Paris, like Europe, man. Europe, I fuck with y'all, man. I fuck with y'all. Y'all show love. I need to just go out there and show love sometime, man. I might have to try to get fucking T-Rex to pay for me to go out there. Yo, Brandon, can circuit training replace cardio workout because it makes me sweat so much? Shout out to you from Guadalupe. Yo, man, you don't have to do cardio to get ripped. You know what I'm saying? It's all about your calories. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, circuit training that keeps your heart rate up. It can, you don't have to do any cardio. Like, it's just cardio expedites the process. So like, if that's enough for you, then it's enough for you. If it's not enough for you, then you might want to rev it up with one of my 15-minute fat burner, my furious fat burner workouts. But you got to see, you got to do it. Keep track of everything you do, everything you eat over the week, and take inventory of the progress you've made during that week. At the end of the week, weigh yourself, measure yourself, and if you have not made significant progress, then you have to make adjustments accordingly. That's the answer to that. Yo, Brandon, what are your thoughts on weightlifting stars like CT Fletcher and Mike Rashad? I like those guys. I like all those Metroflex LBC guys. One of my homies from Instagram, Bruce Leroy, he's down with the Raw movement. Y'all might have seen their video. He's the black dude in that Strength Camp video with Raw movement. It just came out, I think. He's the black dude in that video, man. That's my homie. I know he works out there at that gym. I think Mike Rashad's co-owner of that joint. So yeah, man, they cool, man. They cool. I like those guys. I like CT Fletcher's attitude. I feel like me and him we at the same cut from the same cloth, man. Like as far as like I might be like that's how I'm gonna be when I'm an old man. God willing, that's how I'm gonna be when I'm an old man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, I'm gonna end this soon, man. We at that 2 hour mark. I'm sorry, guys. I know I didn't get to a lot of questions because I spent a lot of time on each question. I'll try to clean that up next time. But I'd rather answer a few questions well than answer a bunch of questions bullshit. Because then what's the point of even doing this if I'm not. How did you quit smoking? Well, here's the thing. What I did was the first step is you want to stop buying cigarettes. And then you want to make sure you don't put any cigarettes in your mouth and light them. That's how you quit. You just got to not put cigarettes in your mouth and light them. I smoke the occasional cigar, actually. I'm going to be honest with you. So I don't smoke cigarettes, but I don't even really smoke weed. It's rare. I smoke the occasional cigar, though. I have a humidor over here with a few joints. And in fact, that's when I told you I talked to Elliot on Instagram. Me and we're talking. We talked about cigars like exclusively. We didn't talk about YouTube. We didn't talk about training. We didn't talk about hypertrophy. We didn't talk about the books we read. We talked about cigars. I think he likes cigars a lot more than me. Maybe if I lived in a house, I lived in an apartment in New York City without a balcony, so like smoking a cigar is actually an ordeal for me. But if I could just go in my backyard, I'd probably smoke cigars more. Michael Jordan smoked a cigar before every game. He's one of my idols. I know Jay-Z smokes cigars. Jay-Z, I have 2 cigars in my humidor that are made by Jay-Z. Like, not made by Jay-Z, but they're made by Cohiba, but they're the Jay-Z brand cigars. So they're just in there on saving those for a special occasion. I got the cigar Elliot recommended I try. I got some Rocky Patels in there, and it's a every once in a while thing for me, man. Like I don't know. I'll probably never stop that. Like just I don't know. I'll probably never stop that. I like to smoke the occasional cigar. But here's the thing: I understand that that's not beneficial for me. I'm not one of the like my pothead friends. They try to act like weed is just so good for them. There's no way you're gonna tell me that putting smoke in your lungs is good for you. I'm sure it has some redeeming qualities and medicinal effects, medicinal uses, but you're not gonna tell me that putting smoke in your lungs is good for you. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have a bite. Make peace with the fact that that's something that's bad for you. If you're gonna do it. What was the question? This happens too much. Yo, why does protein powder give me pimples? You, my friend, are allergic to dairy. You should stop. Yeah, that's what that means. You know what I'm saying? Like you're having a reaction. You should probably cut out all dairy in general. Really. Because protein powder, whey protein, casein protein is made from milk. It's made from milk. Whey protein is a byproduct of the cheese manufacturing process. That's why people act like it's not natural, man. It's literally just as natural as cheese, But you're having adverse effects to the dairy in there. That's what's happening. You should stop or use a different form of protein. Shout out from Denmark. What up? What up? What up? You're the best. You've been my role model for a long time, man. Keep up the good work, yo, man. Word, man. Random YouTube channel. Thanks, bro. Thanks, bro. The homegirl, the white girl, Junior Turbo, my homie from Team Incredibles. His girl who's in the Equalizer video. People around her, she's from Denmark. She's visiting for a few months, man. So shout out to Denmark. Brandon, what are your thoughts on the Illuminati? I don't think about the Illuminati. I'm familiar with it though. I know what you're talking about. I've read all the books. Those of you who want to know more about it, who are interested in that, you should really read an author named David Icke. He's saying some crazy shit. But here's the thing, man. I believe that my success is up to me, and no shadow organization is going to be able to stop me from accomplishing my goals, man. I just don't believe that that's possible. That's the kind of faith I have in me. I mean, they can kill me, I guess, sure, but I don't think no shadow organization. And a lot of that stuff is people act like it's like devil worship and all that, skull and bones and all that other shit. I don't believe in the devil. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't believe. I'm not a religious person. there is a God. I don't believe it's the kind of God, you know, historical figure, you know, like I don't believe there is a devil, you know. I don't think there's anything good or anything bad. I think everything is neutral. I think as human beings, we are responsible for all the events that happen on planet Earth. You know, so we need to act accordingly. But, you know, let's still listen to Immortal Technique and all them. Yo, Brandon, love from Sweden. What up, Sweden? Do you have any tips on gaining weight fast for a skinny guy and keep healthy? Watch my video. Fast is a relative term. What's fast to you may not be fast to me, and vice versa. You know. Watch my video on tips for hard gainers. I have a video on that. That's a more in-depth answer. It's called Tips for Hard Gainers. Check it on my page. That's a more in-depth answer than I can give you right now. So I mean, I wish if I thought I could give you a better answer right now, I would. But that is the best answer I can give you, and I'd rather give you the best answer than the most convenient. Hey, Brandon, should I train arms 2 times a week if I want to get bigger? I mean, listen, I do full body workouts 3 to 4 times a week, and in those workouts, I train arms each time. So you know, it depends when you say train, it depends on the volume that you're using. It depends on what you're doing. It depends on the parameters. I'm probably not hitting my arms as hard as you're talking about. I'm probably doing 1 or 2 exercises for biceps and 1 or 2 for triceps, and if I do that twice a week. I mean, I do that 3 to 4 times a week, you know, and I've been seeing results, you know. So when you say train, that's too vague of a word for me to answer. I just told you what I do. I don't know what you mean when you say train. I wish I could give you a better answer. So instead, I just told you what I do. How the fuck do you get 200 grams of protein in 6 hours? That's a good question. I don't always. That's why I'm saying it's very hard to get. It's very hard to do intermittent fasting and gain muscle. Like I'm trying, you know, but I definitely fuck with the whey. Whey helps. That's what I'm saying. Like you don't need protein to gain weight. It's just convenient. It's an easy way for me to get more protein in my diet. You know, it's just easy. Yo, are full body workouts good for gaining size? And if so, what's the most important exercises to include? You're awesome, by the way. Oh, thanks, man. I think you awesome. I think you awesome, man. Because you wanted why? Because you want to do a full body workout, and that's my shit. All right, here's the thing. Just do this. Here's the thing. I like sets between 8 and 4. I mean, I like rep ranges between, 6 and 8. I like that. That's a sweet spot for me. You might gain. Some people I know gain size with higher rep ranges. And then I'll do 3 to 4. I do about 4 sets of each exercise. And the exercise, I'll just give you a good fucking workout right now. You know, squats, deadlifts. Then this is what I do: squats, deadlifts. A lot of people don't do them the same day. You know, whatever. Maybe they say a lot of people say you can't do squats and deadlifts in the same day. I believe that they can't, but I can. Then I superset incline. I some sort of bench press. I pick incline. I superset incline with rows, with bent over rows. Then I would do dips and chin ups or dips and pull ups, depending on what I wanted to focus on. Then I would do curls and close grip bench. Right, that's the fucking workout. But I would superset once I start working on upper body, I superset each. Oh, I would probably throw in overhead press somewhere in there, probably in between. I don't know. Watch my video, my upper body workout. Like I have some videos. I have a few full body workout videos, you know. So check those out. But that's what my split would be like. How old are you? I will be 32 this year, man. Old school. You can see from my receding hairline. All the men in my family are bald, man. We all been bald. My dad was bald. I posted a picture of my dad on like last Father's Day. My dad, he was bald. You know, everybody's bald. All my uncles. My mom's dad was bald. Jordan was bald. All the coolest guys are bald though. Jordan, Tupac, Gandhi, Buddha, Young Jeezy, Transporter, The Rock, Steve Harvey, Tyrese, Tay Diggs, Bruce Willis. I can go on and on. Man, all the coolest guys are bald, you know. So it comes from having high testosterone. What was the catalyst that got you mad swole over the last 18 months? I have a video on that. How to put on 10 pounds of mass without getting fat. I switched to full body workouts, and I ate more, and I stopped. I used to play basketball like 2-3 hours a day, and I was just burning too many calories doing that. So like I stopped burning so many calories, and I still do cardio, but like only like 15 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week, right? 2 to 4 times a week. Sometimes only 2, right? And it's only 15 minutes. But I was playing basketball, full court basketball outside in Queens for fucking 3-4 hours a day, you know. And when I stopped doing that, I started doing full body workouts, just strictly focusing on compound movements. I just started getting better, man. And honestly, I set the goal to get bigger. Like before that, I didn't want to be big, man. Like not everybody wants to get big. Like some people just want to look fit, you know, like a P90X fitness guy. Like I felt like as a trainer, that was a more like it was for marketing reasons, right? Like somebody sees if you see somebody like I don't know, like somebody who's bigger than me, someone's huge, like Mike Rashad, right? He's a trainer, right? But he looks like to the just casual gym goer, that looks totally unobtainable, right? So I wanted to keep an attainable look, right? Prior, but then I thought, you know what? Fuck it. Let's see if I can get bigger and stay lean, you know. And that's what's happening. So I was just trying to be fit, you know, initially, you know. That's how I was trying to. But then I say, fuck it, man. Let's see how big I can get, you know. And I started getting bigger, you know. But thank you. I'm glad you noticed. It's like I can't tell if my computer is doing something crazy or if like you guys are asking the same questions over and over again because I'm taking that long. I'm about to end this joint though, man. We got an hour and 20 minutes in. I'm gonna answer like 1 or 2 more questions. Yo, BBC, is it possible to get thick abs with dumbbells instead of machines? I don't really. I mean, the only machine I use is the cable crunch. You see my video on the cable crunch, which I like a lot. But you can do weighted crunches. You can definitely do weighted crunches. You can do dragonflies. Those make abs. Man, that's what it is. Like you don't need machines. Fuck no, you don't need machines. How long should you rest between different exercises? Not between different sets. If you're working the same muscle group and you're trying to build mass. Shout out from Australia. What up? Yo, man, what's up with your president, man? What's up with Australia's prime minister? That dude's a crazy motherfucker, man. I was watching the John Oliver show. I don't know if y'all get that. They did a little skit on him, man, like all this crazy, you know. But shout out to Australia. I want to go out there, man. I heard it's beautiful. I heard you have a beautiful climate, great food. You know, your president is just so hilarious. Here's the thing, guys. Y'all need to be cognizant of. I'm not even sure. Anyway, yeah, I'm about to end this joint, man. Wait a minute. Did I answer this guy's questions? Oh, 90 seconds. 90 seconds. Yo, man, thank y'all for showing up, man. Remember, there's no boot camp this week. There's no boot camp. We're taking this off. taking off for fucking 4th of July. I'm gonna be out with my wife. Don't even trip. You know what I'm saying? I'll holler at y'all some other time. We're gonna restart the following weekend. All right, we're just taking this weekend off. 4th of July. You know, I don't like to get it. I don't really like to celebrate, you know, patriotic American patriotic holidays. You know, I believe that like we're all one. You know what I'm saying? Like I believe we're all here on this earth together. You know, and I think nationalism is a cancer. I think if we all, maybe I'm just a motherfucking hippie, you know, but like I just think if we were all like, so like I struggle with like President's Day, 4th of July, Thanksgiving, especially, you know, because a lot of those are set up they're to celebrate our founding fathers, and I don't know that those were good people, you know. I mean, they did something cool by starting America, man, but there was a lot of bloodshed involved in that, and a lot of people, I don't know, man. I don't know if I want to get too far into that, man, but so I don't celebrate those holidays. I just feel family obligations, right? So I won't be wearing an American flag on 4th of July. I think we're all one, man. We're all one people, man. It's like we're going to celebrate a war where we defeated, where countless Americans and British soldiers were killed, you know, where lives were lost. I don't celebrate war. I celebrate life, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, whatever. I'm proud to be an American on that. I'm not saying that. It's just like, you know, forefathers, you know, they owned slaves. You know, me being black, I have issues with that. They killed literally millions of Native Americans. You know, I'm not a big fan of genocide. I know this might be controversial, but I am not a fan of genocide. All right, there, I said it. I'm not big on genocide, so it's hard for me. So it's kind of like Thanksgiving, 4th of July. It's like just family obligations. You know, like we're all one, man. Like that. Once we realize that. We won't know peace. It's nationalism, one country better than the other. You know, let's not let these people in this country. You know, like let's not let in the immigrants. That's bullshit, man. You know, all the immigrant is somebody who used to live here. Now they live here. Now they decide to move here. They're human beings. You know, like they say we had 98% same genetic makeup as chimpanzees. So you can imagine how fucking close we are genetically to each other, right? If we're 90% the same as fucking apes, how much the same do you think we are of each other? You know what I'm saying? Like how identical do you think we are of each other? We're all one, man. We're all basically the same, man. We're all trying to do the best we can, you know. But we still have, you know, these primitive setups. I don't know, I'm ranting too hard, you know. I mean, I love my country, you know what I'm saying, but I don't love my country more than I love the world. You know, I love the planet, man. I love everybody. I don't love America or Americans more than I love any other place. You know what I'm saying? Like that sort of nationalism, man. That's a cancer, man. We're all one, man. I don't know. I'm ranting a little bit on my hippie shit, you know, but I don't know. I just happy 4th of July, I guess. All right, I'll see y'all later, man. Remember, we do this shit every Wednesday, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If I haven't got your questions, I apologize. I'll do the best I can. I'll try to do better next time. All right, peace.